1.85 meters, this is the highest the water's going to come in today. But sometimes there's 2.1 meter tides, so that's another foot above this, somewhere towards my waist. It's a crazy thing to think about when it will go into all of the houses, even the ones that have been lifted up.
BATASAN Island, one of 3 islands located off the coast of Tubigon on northern Bohol, that has been sinking since an earthquake hit the region in 2013. Though some residents moved elsewhere, many have simply adapted to the new conditions, lifting their houses out of the danger zone. So I took a trip across the island of Bohol to find out more.
Hello. I didn't notice it's a cat. Good morning again from Hagna. Paseo del Mar, the ocean's in front of me. I love this place, like a little quirky place. Lots of cats and dogs. I like the design as well. When I first came here in 2018, that's where I turned towards Sierra Burriones, I believe it's called. And then Carmen. It's going to be memory lane, and then it's going to be something different. Look at this, eh? Wow, it's amazing. Looking back towards Mindanao. We're coming to the top of the pass now, and you can see those very, very familiar dome-shaped hills. These very unique mountains that define Bohol.
Bohol's landscapes took around 150 million years to form through tectonic activity, which sculpted the beauty we see today.
The landscapes of Bohol just unfold in front of us, really. Limestone, that's what they are, limestone mounds. The chocolate hills. Wow, nice terraces, huh? Sierra Burriones is also known for its terraces. I'm going to check these more out on another day. Freshly planted. These are massive retaining walls here. And down there you can just about see the plains down there, Sierra Burriones itself. Municipality of Sierra Burriones. I've got to check where I'm going now on the map. Yep, turn left. Nice church as well.
Two hours ride later, I came into Tubigon, and at the port, there was a boat waiting to take me to BATASAN Island.
On the north coast now, from the south to the north, in a couple of hours. I'm going to ride this boat over to an island called BATASAN Island, which, after the earthquakes that hit Bohol in 2013, started to sink. And in a few hours, it'll be a high tide a couple of days after full moon, and it'll start to be underwater. By the way, Uncle Davey is in Hagna, he has friends there, so he's going to spend a day there. I'm just going to go over to the island on a little mission to understand life when your island's sinking.
In the strait that separates Bohol from Cebu are numerous reef flats, some home to islands. Back in 1991, when BATASAN Island was still above water, 54 hectares of mangroves were planted to its north. Though some were damaged by Typhoon Odette in 2021, they provide a natural barrier, as well as a habitat for crabs and other seafoods that give livelihood to so many residents here. A man-made forest, a barrier from the forces of nature, as is the old-growth mangrove that protects the barangay itself. And we start to see our first evidence of the past. My boatsman told me he planted this parking lot mangrove himself, decades ago.
These coral bricks to lift up the level, I've seen this as well in Tawi Tawi.
It's still 3 hours until high tide, but the water's coming in already. Hello, mate.
Di na mo pasakaan kay ubos man kay abot ng dagat ani.
Amo pa? Oh? He's saying the ocean will make it up here, that's why they've got to destroy it. Bring up the house. You can see in front of me the level of the windows before. Ayo, no? Okay. Ayo, oh, no? Ay, so good na rin, no? Oh. So good na tubig, no? Ay. Places like here, there's a lot of houses that I see are abandoned. Others, people are still living. Others have lifted their houses, elevated them up above the water.
Balik mo nanay dagat ani.
Oh? We see a lot of adjustment to the environment. Well, one of the tricycles was really painted because it seems to just run through the water. The other would lift it up. Got 2 bikes here lifted up. And water, rainwater collection into a tank is the only way to get fresh water. Here's the deepest part right at the end, almost knee deep. Muwag dagat, good.
Kuha na 1.9 naman ron. Di pa kayo ron.
Oh, dili pa kaayo. Ang kaayo ka.
2.07
Ay, dako, no?
sa mga tuna.
Ay, oo. Kaya kung dewi na ang kuhan dagat, no? Okay. Tapos mo ni aso. Oh, that's... Oh.
Then we came to the home of the person who'd connected me in the first place. I'll explain more in a while.
So gyapon dagat ini mga 2.0.
Kung 2.0, okay ka ni kuhan ni height, no? Oo, nito, ni height
Kumugangan ning nasi.
Ay!
Magsuon mi tulo.
Oo.
Nasi ko pa nasi.
Oo, sinasi.
Kalima.
Oo, imong bonso, oo.
Pag istorya na mo nasi gabi, dito pa kasi mga agoy.
Dili na ako sa kuhan, na ako sa hagna, gabi. Oo, nagtawag ko kay kuhan, kay mubag ko mga... Bila nakatulog mi kay Ila, kay kung na ako sa mga agoy, tulog ko dito sa PCI.
Nasi.
Oo, tapos ingon ng kuhan, tagiya kahapon. Ay, taga Batasan si Nasi. Oh, biyay. Demi na iyang balay. Magkuhan. Oo. Nasa Nasi, oh.
Sod.
Sige, pwede ba? Oo. Sige. Suot ko, oo. Oo. So masulog gihapon ng tubig bisag na taas.
So kung dagat gyapon ni basta na yung mga 2.03 nga na.
Ingon ka mga November, December ba?
Kana November, December, gabi na kung dagat na.
Ay, oo, mao na ang kuhan, mao na ang kusog, oo.
Mga to'y kala, okay na gabi kay mga tuhog na naman, kamuntag, kundas naman.
Mao no. Oo. Ay, oo, okay. Mao na yan sa babaw na.
Tagalog ko na.
Dili mo sod ang dagat, pero ari diri agi ani.
Yung tangan naman.
Mao. Oo, tama, no. Magi ka ng kuhan sa ubig, no? Tapos Debbie na taas, no?
Oo. Kasunod ka bahay na nasi.
Kay mo magdugay siya sa kuhan, mga agoy, no?
Dugay na.
Oo.
91 pa.
1991 pa?
Oo.
Wala pa ako nagtao. Dugay, banggit.
1991 na ba kang tao na?
1992 ko nagtao.
1992?
Oh. So the story of this is why I came here today. The ocean's not as high as it could be. It can go another half foot higher. But the owner of this house, Nasi, is the receptionist at Paper Country Inn, where I stay if I go to Bislig. And I only found out yesterday she's from here. So that's really, really so cool.
Other houses are taking in seawater already. Even the school's being lifted up.
Tamahan naman ko eh.
Oh, plama ng flowing. Okay. Phone. Abot lang sa kuwan. So,
Kailangan man.
oh. This is the old school building, of course. You can see it's about to flood now. The new one's elevated, so they're really learning to live with this. This is deep here. So the old classrooms, they really flood. The new ones have been elevated a bit, but not quite enough. And this one over here is really flood-proof. Hello. Basta dali na side, basta sa kuwan sa Odette, no?
Sa audit no. Ang klase nga building, kabaldon type ko.
Ay, kabaldon type na. Oo, tama. Dali magkuhan sa hangin, no? Kahoy lang. Oo.
Siguro, kato, mga 1930 ito mga building nga. Kaning tangkihan, 1935 man lagi itukod na. Unang sulahan kayo. Gusto magbugtog og tangki ko kay sulahan.
Lagi.
1935.
No. But it was destroyed, unfortunately, during Bagyong Odette, Super Typhoon Odette, December 16th of 2021, which was incredibly powerful winds. I know I was in Cebu at the time. Even these mangroves couldn't protect it. So you see, especially on this side, there's damage from Typhoon Odette. On this side, some other damage from the earthquake. There's flooding. Those who've stayed have learnt to live with it. Of course, this is their fishing ground. This is their livelihoods. Those who are able to move have moved. So there's now 197 households before. Many more.
Ay mga mister niya nagabang. Katong mga teacher dito. Sila nagabang ani.
Mao niya.
Kay ang tagian nga matay naman kay tiguwang na. Nay gabangan na. Mao lagi na birthday after dagat.
Lagi. Yun ang sulog yung tubig. Juan, mapuyo sila sa taas.
Pero lagi na kay after dagat lagi na tindahan sige.
Lagi.
Layo pa.
Oo.
Kay itong naging buwan dinis abot dagat ani. Ako na sige bunuhan. After Japon.
Mao.
Nalagta na ko ng bitana na mo. May trabaho tiguwang na.
Oo.
Abi na kay ma.
Oo. Oo, naibangko, no? Currently, I'm sat in a chair with the ocean all around me. So I found out actually, on my way down there, I met the barangay captain who asked me not to interview anybody because apparently there's a requirement to go to the DENR or PAMB, Protected Area Management Board, first before you do interviews with people in this area. So I said, okay, sure. So I apologise if I get any of this wrong, but because I didn't interview, I just had a chat about how things are here, really. And I mean, first of all is people still live here and people live on islands because this is their livelihood and has been for centuries. And of course, the ocean has fish. The mangroves there, a very successful project, even though you can see there's some damage from Typhoon Odette, because that is the second stage of the damage here. You can see that those mangroves are actually the breeding and hatching grounds for crabs. So they're really great fishing grounds all around here on the reef beds. Anytime it's low tide, he said they go out fishing. So that's why people are still here, but many did leave. Of course, I mean, you have the earthquake first of all. It caused damage. It also caused the island to sink. They think that this side, Tubigon side, started to sink and Bohol went up because they said some of the beaches don't reach the sea there anymore. So interesting geographical phenomenons, and then all of this exacerbated in 2021 by Typhoon Odette, especially on the other side because this is the way that Odette would have come in. It's a huge amount of damage. But the thing is that, I mean, they said that at first it was kind of a shock to have the ocean come in every day, but they've learned to live with it. And many they live with the ocean coming into their homes. When the ocean, especially when it's up to 2.1 meters, even the highest of homes are not high enough anymore. It feels sometimes for them like it's still sinking, which is a crazy phenomenon. But as you can see, they've built a new school building. It seems like everyone's adjusting, and it seems like the government's also accepted that people will just adjust here because this is where they're from, and this is where they know how to make a living. A different world again, a very, very different world again. And by the way, someone's going to ask, yes, there are septic tanks. I hate that question. .85 meters, this is the highest the water's going to come in today. But sometimes there's 2.1 meter tides, so that's another foot above this, somewhere towards my waist. It's a crazy thing to think about when it will go into all of the houses, even the ones that have been lifted up. We're going to head back now, but I think this really demonstrates how people just adapt to the situation they're in, and especially when their livelihood's there. I hope this is the way. I think it is. Okay, I'm going to turn right and take a different road. Yeah, take a different road towards a town I forgot the name of, just because it's more interesting than going the same way twice. If I get wet, I have a raincoat, I remembered. I can see it gets heavy right there, so let's put this coat on. Katigbian, that's the place we're in, and Barangay Baang, even in a small barangay, Bohol has really impressive churches. It's very, very awesome. Now we're going down some back roads. They're all concreted, that's the thing.
I wanted to take a back door into the Chocolate Hills, but of course, as soon as I arrived here, the rain started. But back on the east side, bone dry.
Starting to fog up down there. It's really beautiful up here on this pass. I mean, I just forgot about the mountainous nature of Bohol. But the mountains, they're all limestone mounds, of course. Like the Chocolate Hills, which, yeah, it was raining. It was raining. I couldn't get a good view of them, but the beauty, the beauty of the Chocolate Hills, actually, it's something I really appreciate about Bohol, which is it might be touristy. It might be popular, but there's a good reason for that. There's a lot of beauty, but there's also a lot of beauty on this side as well. So as we climb really to the top of the pass here, and I think this is Barangay Mayana in Hagna. Just taking it all in.
We descend now into Hagna, the fog's coming out. Magical.
Rice terraces, I know people think often of the Cordilleras, but they're all over the country actually. Just the ingenuity. Using what you have to grow your food, and it'll never not be impressive.
Especially on the unexplainable scale found here, best explained from the air.
I didn't turn on my Strava, the world will end. No more hills, not that one anyway. Same hill again. 7.2 plus a little bit. Awesome. Apparently we're still going. Yeah. That first hill was the hardest. It's very steep, but it's over and done quickly. The other side is more undulating, but once you do the hard parts, everything else comes easy, and the flat is now all right. So we're getting there. We're getting there again.
Somewhere incredibly unique. The best way to start this incredible Bohol series. See you next time.